medium-sized university. We use this car. This is a hunting car. The other teams, like from Caltech and CMU, they come up with a Hummer, big trucks. But we were like a kid, and really we survived. We went to the final, and I guess what helped us, this was owned by a priest, so it was like blessed or something like this. But anyway, you have all the sensors here. You have a radar, lidar, you have video, you have acoustics, because you can detect short obstacles, longer one. You can detect, is it a water or a hole? You need all these sensors. And then the second thing, in any way, when you get data, most of the time when you get data, you have a problem. Is it enough data? Is it a reliable data? Many times you don't get really, you get incomplete data, and you are trying to make something meaningful from that incomplete data. So what you do, you have a multimodal of sensor, and you get all this data, and then you do data or image fusion. And by fusing all this, because usually you guys probably understand more, like in universities, people say, you get this data. But what are the practical problems of getting data? As a matter of fact, even when you measure data, like what we see in the second project I'll show you, when you measure something, and many times the signal is not strong enough. So one of the steps you do, and the student had this because it's not counted there, you condition the signal. You measure a signal, but practically you cannot take the signal to do further processing or further transmission. You have to condition the signal, because most of the time the signal to noise ratio is good enough. Okay, so you have all these sensors, and then so we went. There was about 250 teams, and they selected 25 teams. The DARPA will go from place to place to go through tests. It's like when you go take your license, right? Exactly. And then they selected 25 teams, went to Los Angeles. This was a semi-final. Finally, they selected 15 teams, and we survived, and one of the 15 teams. And let me show you the run, which this is to show you in action. So remember, it's no remote control, nothing. This is really controlled by itself. So the car has to have the vision to go in between these two.
Community working together to enhance and improve phase block approaches obstacle 1
Yes.
into and through obstacle 1. Their sponsors include Firefly Digital, Takeoff Manufacturing, University of Louisiana at Lafayette, CNC Technologies, Lafayette Motors, and Med Express.
Anyway, so this was a test if the car will survive and go to the final. We went to the final, and really it was very funny. When we went to the final, the car started this way, and it should go this way. Out of nowhere, with no reason, it went that way to the media box, but there was some concrete to protect them. I don't know, if you work with robots, most of the time it's unpredictable, right? It's like a wife. It's always unpredictable. And I tell my wife this, she said, this is what makes life interesting. Right? Which may be true. But there was no reason. Anyway, the second round of that, let me move on. Oh, this is just an example of what happened to several cars. Okay, balancing, and this is our car, it went. The second, see, that's an example of some of the sensors that we use. Radars, lidar, and then GTM lidar, lasers, cameras. And this, every one of these will be in charge of a certain range, and a certain height, and a certain texture. Okay? So, as a matter of fact, DARPA was very smart, because by having this, they have an access to many technologies, to many algorithms for free. Because not every team will do the same thing, right? And just an example, how can you differentiate between, a hole and a water, for instance? Okay. The second challenge, after 2 years, he said, okay, guys, nobody won. This will be very bad publicly to the Congress. So he said, now we'll make it a highway. But on the highway, you have to follow traffic light. One of the most complicated traffic light in the US is a stop sign. If you have a crossroad, you come at the stop sign, and then first come, first leave, right? Do you have a stop sign in Bangalore? Do people follow? So this was to qualify for the final. Okay, so let's see if... Now I'm picturing the road with a video camera inside the car. Now we have a Jeep who was donated to us. The red Jeep is our car.
Where do you think we're going? About 10, 15?
Now we come at the crossroad and we stop. See, our car has to know what was the situation before it arrived. So apparently there was other 3 cars.
Okay, 1 car gone. 2 car gone. 3, I didn't see that one.
Now it should go. Because when we pass this one, the final. But you see that all these sensors get all this information, and supposedly I guess I need to connect the pole. Do you have an adapter?